Holy smokes, do I hope everybody's having a pretty good day today. Kamala Harris, once again, is being accused of showing up drunk in the middle of her book tour while President Trump just dropped a massive pharmaceutical bombshell. And your maybe favorite coffee chain is looking to change things up and more on today's episode of the Adams Moreno Show. So I hope it finds you well. Please consider liking, subscribing, and let's jump right in. So I have to start here. Look at this. I could not believe my eyes. Starbucks, the coffee powerhouse, just announced that they are shutting down more stores and cutting about 900 employees. This NPR article says that 900 jobs will be from corporate, but it's also looking to close 1% of their stores, which is about 200 stores in the US and Canada. They go on to say that they're investing in new store openings and renovations. And the reason for the closures is because of financial performance and the store's physical environments and not meeting customer and partner expectations. So a Starbucks, maybe not so near you, might be closing. Very, very interesting. Also, interesting is President Trump just announced that starting October 1st, he is slapping a 100% tariff on any branded pharmaceutical product unless it's being built right here in America. That is huge. So let's think about the math for a second here. The US imported about 213 billion worth of pharmaceuticals in 2024, according to data from the United Nations Comtrade database, according to NBC. So that would effectively double the price overnight unless the companies start building factories here, unless they commit to building factories here. And what I love about President Trump here is just how future forward this thinking is. This is an America first industrial play, any way you slice it, which is something that President Trump committed to being on the campaign trail. So again, promises made, promises kept. And it doesn't stop there because President Trump just ordered troops to move into Portland. And this is actually breaking. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. I saw from JD Vance, but this is a screenshot from Truth Social. It reads, at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wow. So let me know what you think about all of that. But while President Trump is moving troops and reshaping pharmaceuticals, Kamala Harris went viral again, all for the wrong reasons. Again, the person that I saw this from referred to the former vice president as a drunk Kamala Harris, showing up to Howard University today to sell her book. So check this out. You tell me what you think.
Closest election for president of the United States in the 21st century.
Wow, I know that's right. And a Howard grad did that.
And a Howard grad did.
So even if Kamala Harris isn't actually drunk, she is still dead wrong. And if she doesn't know that by now, even after multiple articles have called her out on this, even after the president goes on Truth Social and calls her dumb as a rock for saying this, because it is just simply wildly, drastically untrue, then she's either dumb, incompetent, or unfortunately both. JD Vance also piled on Kamala Harris, saying that when he listens to her, he feels like he gets dumber, which is so brutal. Check this out.
Problem is not that Kamala's campaign was too short, it's that it was too long. That when people actually listened to what she had to say, her polling went down and down and down. I think that if we had a 150-day campaign, we probably would have had 3 additional Republican senators, and Donald Trump would have won by an even bigger landslide, because the more people know about Kamala Harris, the more they realize there's no substance there. I mean, agree or disagree with Barack Obama or Bill Clinton, they actually had substance. They could actually articulate a viewpoint. I listened to Kamala Harris for 90 seconds, and I actually feel like I've gotten dumber in the process, and I have no idea what she actually believes. That's the problem with Kamala Harris, and it's going to continue to be her problem unless she actually learns how to develop a viewpoint, articulate it for the American people. Just say what you actually believe. Don't do this word salad, talking around in circles. It doesn't work, and it's why she didn't win. Problem is not that Kamala.
My goodness, I just can't imagine getting roasted and cooked dry by the sitting vice president and sitting president in the span of like what, 48 hours? And can also say just how unbelievable it feels that Kamala Harris had the same exact job of JD, yet we barely heard from Kamala until she entered the race. Yet we see how many new interviews and updates and comments we get from JD Vance every single day. That is ridiculous. And you know what? I love it. And I really can't stop listening. I don't get sick of listening to JD Vance, but let me know what you guys think. Also, President Trump just announced something breaking. Let me go ahead and read this. He writes, I have been asked by many people about the life and times of Amelia Earhart. Such an interesting story, and I would consider declassifying and releasing everything about her, in particular her last fatal flights. She was an aviation pioneer, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean and achieved many other aviation firsts. She disappeared in the South Pacific while trying to become the first woman to fly around the world. Amelia made it almost 3/4 around the world before she suddenly and without notice vanished, never to be seen again. Her disappearance almost 90 years ago has captivated millions. I am ordering my administration to declassify and release all government records related to Amelia Earhart, her final trip, and everything else about her. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And this has the internet all up in arms. Some people like Gavin Newsom are sharing their frustrations here because there seems to be a little breakthrough in regards to the Epstein files, but now there's more attention being had with Amelia Earhart. Gavin Newsom writes, America, release the Epstein files. Trump, did you say Amelia Earhart? You know, this is hilarious, but I also think it's true. I do think the Epstein files are one of the areas in which both Republicans and Democrats have found dissatisfaction, even though the Democrats had held the presidency for 4 years and you didn't hear zip about it. So I will say some of this seems a bit performative, but still there's some truth here. And I think we could say that, honestly. I will also end the video here with this headline from the Babylon Bee, which always shares untruthful headlines. I will also end the video here with this headline from the Babylon Bee with a surprisingly truthful headline. It is Kamala does speaking tour to remind a nation why Trump is president. My goodness. Anyways, that is the video from Starbucks to President Trump's pharmaceutical tariffs to a possibly drunken Kamala Harris to once again a thoughtful J.D. Vance 2028 Vance. You let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you made it this far, please consider liking, subscribing, turn on the bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.